So, I didn't think I was going to be doing a part 2 on this signal cannon mount. Here we are. She's looking a little different than the last time you saw her. Got 2 significant additions and a couple other tweaks. 2 significant additions are, we've got a metal ring here around the top, and we've got a strap here around the bottom. This is wedged. You can see that in the camera shot. We'll do a little close-up insert here. This is wedged, and with a split finger around the wedge to hold the bottom together, and a ring here on the top that at one point was tight. Now it's not. The wood has shrunk just a little bit, and unfortunately that ring's no longer tight. But you can see that it was blackened here. We actually had hot set this ring onto here, and it was quite tight when we put it on, and so she just loosened up as it got a little bit drier, I think. So I'll need to shrink this ring. This was forge welded by a blacksmith at Pennsic, and the top here is now round where it was octagonal, and I cut that down at a wood shop that somebody set up at Pennsic. Unfortunately, I didn't get any footage of that. We do have footage here of the blacksmith shop, and so I went over to the woodsmith shop and I said, hey, here's my problem. This cannon cracked, this mount cracked. Here, we'll take a look. Up here along the top, there's a couple of cracks, and those cracks kind of run all the way down this piece, so we had to hold her together so that we could continue to shoot it. When we hot set this ring and it was tight, that worked just fine. We shot this another 6 or 7 times and no real changes to any of the cracks that happened on the first shot. Here's the video of the first shot. This really ended up being kind of wild looking. This is not slowed down. This mount kind of floated in the air, partly I think just because of the momentum of the shot, but also because I was holding the tail, and so it kind of floats back down in like a really weird way. It's pretty neat. But that one shot, that was on Saturday, that cracked this column, and so we retired the piece until we could get it modified. So Saturday night, after we were done shooting, I carried the column down to the blacksmith shop, and I talked to Solvar, who's the blacksmith there, and I said, hey, I have a problem. Can you help me fix this? And he said, I've always wanted to do a fix like that. I've never tried this technique before, but I know how to do it. So let's try it and see if it works. Sure enough, he was successful on both of these joints. He'd never done either one of them before, so it was really fun. The very first time we fired the cannon yesterday, we split the stand. So we're gonna hot forge a ring and hot set it around here and quench it and cool it down and pull it tight. So Yeah.
Okay? So I'm actually seeing that it'll pull through. It's not big.
It's got jet dry in it.
Not wrong. But yeah.
I used to, when I was driving trucks, we used to pick up outside of Dayton, Ohio, there used to be some sort of plant there that used to make the blades for jet engines.
Nothing personal. I really would like a little play. It's I'm kind of focusing. And okay, so here's what I want you to do. You want to kind of move this thing over. Yep. Okay. Try to hit. No, stop. Okay. So we'll take that. Move that over. Okay. Right. Tap it in. We're just going to have to redo the tines. I'll be darned. Look at that. Look at that. That's closing the crack up. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to put it vertical. And I'm going to snip that with the angle grinder. So we have a flat purchase for driving. Okay?
And the clamps are?
I just... Alright, there we go. That'll actually drive better. Now, vertical. Alright. Actually, I'm just going to go over to the stump. Don't you do it. Darn. No, ground. Yeah. Alright. How's that?
Beautimous.
Damn.
Now we just trim the bottom.
I guess we trim the bottom wedge or leave it?
It's fine.
All right. Get a camera.
Now, we also added this rope, and the rope went out to a couple of tent stakes that we hammered into the ground. In the back, on the long tail on the back, there's now also a couple of notches cut into the top of that. That's so we can put stakes into the ground and stake the back down as well. And if I put those at angles, they can't pull straight up. So that stays pretty tight. And we added a rope on the back here. This rope just loops over the tail of the gun and keeps it from tipping forward, or because it rotated so easily in this hole that's in here, the gun, if the mount wasn't set perfectly flat, if it was set on an angle, the gun would swivel downhill. It would just follow the gravity gradient. So we needed a way to make sure that the muzzle of the cannon continued to point down range. So we would aim this down range, and then we would tie the tail off, and when you went to fire it, you'd loosen that rope up, take the rope off the tailstock, hold the tailstock, and light the cannon. So that worked just fine. So I'm gonna have to probably get with Carrie and my brother at Baltimore Knife and Sword and see if we can maybe I can get Matt to do this. I have two brothers who are both fantastic blacksmiths. So see if we can get this tightened up and set back on here. May have to cut it and weld it in order to shrink it. We could shrink it hot, but that's a lot of work. We have to see how that would behave. Maybe we'll just drill through it and screw it in. Not real sure how we're going to do that. I'm going to take their recommendation on that. So we shot it 6 or 7 more times and had a real good time with it, and it makes quite a bang. We were shooting 1.5 ounces of 2F black powder, and that worked great. So anyhow, a little update on the cannon mount. I had to modify it by hand while camping. Pennsic is the coolest place, man. A lot of fun. Thanks for watching, and there's a link in the description for the video where I talk about how I made this octagon out of a log. Thanks for watching.